President Biden is preparing to address the nation later today about a new strategy to fight the Delta variant. Now, his remarks come as COVID cases surge among children. Our Kaylee Hartung is at a hard-hit hospital in Boise, Idaho, with the latest.
This morning, a record number of COVID infections among children. They now account for 1 in 4 of all new cases. Los Angeles now on the verge of becoming the first major school district in the country to mandate vaccines in children 12 and older, a vote that's expected to pass, set for later today. In Florida Wednesday, a judge ruling against Governor DeSantis and his ban on mask mandates, saying school districts can require masks while the case is being appealed. The teachers union reports at least 13 school employees in the Miami-Dade School District have died from COVID in the last 3 weeks. All of them were unvaccinated. Mask tensions rising across the country. In Tennessee, this video going viral of a teenager being mocked by anti-maskers during a county school board meeting after he referenced his grandmother dying.
The former teacher at the Rutherford County School System died of COVID because someone wasn't wearing a mask. This is a very
The U.S. is heading into the fall with 4 times more patients in hospitals than a year ago, more than 100,000. And health officials warn the surge isn't over, but it is on the move. As cases and hospitalizations stabilize in hard-hit southern states like Florida, Alabama, and Mississippi, CDC documents show ICU hospitalizations are on the rise in the Northwest and upper Midwest.
Unfortunately, what we're seeing is this virus is now moving up into West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. It's kind of spreading laterally north, east, and west.
While in Idaho, one of the least vaccinated states, paramedics in Boise telling us nearly every patient with COVID symptoms they take to the hospital is unvaccinated.
This COVID virus has been kind of like a really long mass casualty incident that just goes on and on and on. And so it's been definitely tough on my people.
And Diane, here in Idaho, resources are exhausted, in large part because younger, unvaccinated people are overwhelming the system. But those paramedics and hospital staff here, they are determined to answer the calls for help, even though some tough decisions are having to be made about who receives care. Diane.
All right, Kaylee Hartung in Boise, Idaho, thank you. And in Idaho, the HHS says cases have increased 55% and hospitalizations 25% in the past 2 weeks. The CDC says only 40% of the state's population is fully vaccinated, one of the lowest numbers in the country. Critical care nurse at St. Alphonsus Regional Medical Center in Boise, Corey Albee, is here to tell us more about that. Corey, thanks so much for being here. What are you seeing at your hospital?
Yeah, good morning. We are seeing, just as you said, an influx of not only COVID patients, but our normal patient population. Our COVID patients are younger now than they were 18 months ago. We intubated a 20-year-old kid last week. I've got lots of patients in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, and almost every single one of them is unvaccinated.
Now, what makes this wave of COVID different, you think?
These patients now, like I said, it's hitting the younger populations, which that is, a lot more emotionally and mentally difficult to deal with, just as much as these patients are getting sicker faster. Our patients 18 months ago kind of followed the trajectory. These patients are coming in really sick, and they're not getting better. A lot of them are waiting to come in. Like I said, we just have an influx of not only COVID patients, but we're a trauma center. We see patients with heart attacks and strokes. And so all of the COVID patients on top of all of our normal patient populations, it's what's really putting a stress and a tax on our healthcare workers, on our physicians, and just the healthcare system here in Boise in general.
So what do you make of the vaccination rate in Idaho? Why do you think it's so low, and how do you change that?
We as healthcare providers have tried to come on, different platforms just to, spread our story. But I think there's a naivety about it that, I don't know that there's a lot of people that don't want to be told what to do. They think it's experimental. But to be honest, when you go out in public here in Idaho, it's like the pandemic doesn't exist anymore. People are not masked at the grocery stores. Some school districts are not requiring masks. There's just a lot of naivety, I guess. I don't know.
So as someone on the front lines fighting this pandemic, what's your message to anyone watching this right now?
The struggle for us as healthcare providers right now is this is preventable. 18 months ago, we didn't have a choice. We didn't have a fix. We didn't really know. Now we know. Our healthcare workers who are vaccinated that get sick, they don't end up in the hospital. They are able to stay at home with, mild to moderate symptoms, but they're not requiring hospitalization. They're not requiring mechanical ventilation. The vaccine works. It's not experimental. It's proven science. It will help keep you safe. And again, we've proven almost every single one of our COVID patients in the hospital is now vaccinated.
And what's your reaction from those patients once they do hear that they have COVID and they do see that they're very sick? How do they react to you?
We've had several who we've seen them send text messages to their family like, please get the vaccine. This sucks. And others who still just kind of haven't jumped on the bandwagon of believing. A lot of them are still kind of naysayers, even once they're being intubated. But however, we have had several of them who've reached out to family members once they've been on the verge of intubation here in our ICU to say, please do something. I wish I would have done something. However, a lot of that times it's too late.
All right, Corey Albee, critical care nurse in Idaho, Boise, Idaho. We appreciate it, Corey. Thank you and good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.